Greetings and salutations, friends. I am New Mythrander, and we're back in Genshin Impact at the Dawn Winery. It is time we continued with the main story. Though now that I'm looking at the timing, let me just make this daylight again. Doesn't feel right to go into the night with this. That's better. Now then.
Oh, how awful. Woohoo! Dvalin Protection Squad, assemble!
Let's put our crystals together. Oh. The color of these crystals looks muddy. Dvalin, you're going through so much pain. Let's start purifying these crystals first. Please, Traveler.
It is hard to believe such a thing is possible until you've seen it with your own eyes.
Interesting. It's like filtering wine. The process is refreshing.
I think we should have enough tears now. So next we... use the crystals on the Holy Lyre like last time.
Very well, let me give it a try. Not sure if I was supposed to time that differently, but I think it worked.
It worked!
It seems completely different from before.
The Lyre's animo power seems fully restored. We should be able to use it now. It's all thanks to you.
Now, where should we summon Storm Terror? It must be away from the city, else there will be casualties should we fail. Perhaps here at the winery?
If the winery was destroyed, it's not something I couldn't eventually fix. But I'd still rather not go through the hassle.
Not to mention it would harm, potentially, the people working here. So that would still leave some casualties. So somewhere else might be better.
The wind that blows at sea or in high places should be able to carry a bard's words far away. It's never going to work if the air is too dry or suffocating.
Paimon understands sea or high places, right? Then the best location to play the lyre would be...
In the sky, perhaps? You could play the lyre as you're gliding through the air, mayhaps.
Even Amber would never think of doing such a thing.
If you go east from Starfell Lake, there are mountains south of the beach.
Oh, you mean that beach you were snoring away on and Paimon had to wake you?
If you head to where the cliff juts out, that place is known as Star Snatch Cliff. What do you think, Bard? Meets the requirements, no?
Let me think. Star Snatch Cliff. All right, let's do it there.
Very well. Then let's meet at Star Snatch Cliff when we're ready. Please don't be late.
Yes, ma'am!
Sorry. I didn't mean to...
It's fine, Jean. No one's going to fault you for acting in your authority as Grand Master.
It can't be.
After all, the burden was thrust upon you by Varka. So I believe you're performing admirably as his replacement. So don't fret the minor details. While I have you here, what can you tell me about the Knights?
The Knights of Favonius were all very busy dealing with the aftermath of the incident. I'm a bit ashamed of myself for it. If only I was a stronger leader. Or at least good enough to boost the morale and the strength of our troops like our Grand Master does. No, I cannot feel sorry for myself. We need to solve our problems first, right?
I'm a bit annoyed with you over this one, D-Luke. You could be doing far more to support Jean. But you choose not to due to your old enmity against the Knights as an organization. I get that, but Really? You should help Jean. What do you know of the Holy Lyre?
Barbados' sacred relic. Mondstat's treasure. The Holy Lyre. No wonder it has the power to purify evil. I hope it will help us save Dvalin like Venti says. If it can, then it truly is a blessing bestowed upon us by Lord Barbados.
Indeed. What would you have to say about that, Venti? What do you know of Dvalin?
Dvalin used to be my friend. I still regard him as such. We used to listen to the songs of the wind and sing Ode to the Dandelion together. That's why I remember him as someone gentle. Huh? Of course. You're already my friend.
You certainly know a fair deal about wine, don't you?
Mondstat is famous for its wine. It's the city's most prized treasure, I'd say. Its dandelion wine is the best. Actually, the scent of dandelion in the wind alone is enough to get you drunk. I almost forgot that you're underage. Such a shame.
Frankly, Venti, you look younger than me. Younger than Aether, that is. And yet, you are a lush. Flat out drunkard. I would almost call you a shame for that. But I don't think you much care, do you?
Although we may be able to negotiate with Storm Terror, we'll most likely have to fight. Please be ready for it.
Tell me about your bar, the Angel's Share.
Some of Dawn Winery's wine is sold at Angel's Share, a local tavern. I work the bar there sometimes. If you ever need to talk to me, feel free to find me there. Otherwise, you might need to make an appointment with my butler.
I wish that were actually true. But there's simply no way to interact with any of these three outside of the main story or event quests, unfortunately. They just disappear from the overworld once their quests are done. A bit of an oversight, I think. It makes the world feel much less alive.
Although we may be able to negotiate with Storm Terror, I mostly decided to do it on a whim. Though I must say that Bard is quite intriguing. Besides, it's bad for my business if we keep letting Storm Terror do whatever it pleases. Let me be clear, though. I did it for you, not for the Knights.
Yes, that's been made very clear. Though I have to wonder how much influence Jean had on your decision. Would you say you did it for her, for instance? I suppose only they would know the answer to that now, wouldn't they? And I do believe Dilu cares more than he lets on. Otherwise, why would he be bothering with Mondstat at all any longer?
What's the hurry?
Looks like we have some more Hilichurls to contend with.
I must leave no...
Scatter!
Now, my current team setup. Dr. Livingstone. Yeah. Interrupted my train of thought. My current team setup is not ideal. Elementally, it's all over the place. But once I get Barbara and Kale, I'll have a much better setup for a Dendro team. Yes, busy. Well, alright. Where exactly do you need me delivering this? Oh, all the way down by the tree again. Alright, we'll make this quick aside. This companionship XP, which will be useful at some levels. And this early on, it's a nice little piece of XP in Mora for the trouble, if I remember right. Yep, Mora and weapon EXP as well. So, minor inconvenience that has some merit. Oh well. Now we're back. It looks like it's going to be
What's the hurry?
bloody nightfall again. I've said it before, but time in the game, the day-night cycle in particular, goes too fast.
What's the
It has
hurry?
a way of messing with scene composition, I have to say. I try to set something up to happen at a specific time of day, and that just gets out bamboozled by the in-game clock moving a mile a minute. Oh well. Let's see. There's an Oculus nearby. And there's another point I'm gonna have been forgetting. To visit the statues of the Seven. Yeah. And I was just next to one, too. Ay ay. Let's start the quest up again. And before we actually reach our destination, let's reset the clock again. Okay, bright blue skies. Fitting time to summon the Dragon of the Wind.
Everyone is finally here.
What a view!
Mm-hmm.
Lovely for a fated reunion, isn't it?
Yes, perfect weather.
Well, we must be prepared for a fight.
Regardless of the outcome, things finally seem to be taking a turn for the better. Mondstat has really been going through so much recently.
Huh. In the end, the solution to our problem was as simple as a traveler in a song. I suppose the Knights of Favonius may have played a part in it too.
Oh, we get it, Master D-Luke. Everyone, please step aside. I, the best wandering bard of the mortal world, shall begin my performance with the Holy Lyre.
Ooh, that was quick. Was he literally just sleeping?
What has been done cannot be undone.
Then why do I see sadness in your eyes? Sadness that speaks of your yearning for this song.
They are communicating. Huh?
No! Don't get bored!
Do not be fooled by him, dear dragon. He left you to rot alone. Now he attempts to deceive you once more.
Beatles.
Let your wrath fester. Mondstat has already turned its back on you.
You were planning this all on to have me
Dvalin.
Venti, please, be careful.
You've known my true identity for some time now, haven't you, Jean?
You haven't exactly been subtle about it, Venti. You literally declared yourself to a priestess last time we went to the cathedral. Kinda hard to miss that, don't you think?
Though, I thank you for continuing to use the name Venti.
How's the Holy Lyre? Can it still be played, or does it need to be repaired?
Unfortunately, I think it's beyond repair.
We cannot allow the Abyss Mage to get away. He must pay for manipulating Dvalin and placing him in peril.
You're right. If we don't fight the evil at its source, then we can't save Dvalin at all.
In which case, I shall call upon Outrider Amber to track it down.
No need.
Why is that?
I eradicated one not long ago, in one of the Four Winds temples.
What? When?
If you want to track those monsters down, then I'll seek answers from my contacts. I've got other means for getting the job done.
Diluc. Though he dislikes the Knights of Favonius, he protects Mondstat in his own way.
Oh? Why does our little Paimon sound so doting all of a sudden?
Wait for my word. I'll be sure to let the Abyss Order know that their blatant disregard for Mondstat will not go unpunished.
Yeah, I like Diluc too. Ah, Lumine.
Your Highness, your humble servant returns. When your homeland returns to this world, we shall revel in its glory.
Her homeland. Conria. One assumes. New Horizons. Catherine would have a word with us. I suspect, well, that this will be expanding our options with the guild. So, we shall speak to Catherine first, and then go at once to Diluc. We cannot leave Dvalin in his current predicament, especially not when Lumine is bound up with him.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Any new commissions? Let's see what expeditions are looking like. Well, can only send out 2 for the moment,
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
which is a nuisance. So, any new commissions? Have you anything in particular that requires my attention? To the Catherine in Leeway. Since you refer to her as such, should I call you Mondstat Catherine in the future? She wishes us to head out to Liyue now. Nope. Well, we're not going to be doing that for a while. After all, we're not finished in Mondstat. Not remotely. So, now back to the Dawn Winery. I must admit, I do wish that the fast travel point were closer. Closer to the winery building itself. It would make the run back a little less tedious. But on the flip side, considering that it is a means of teleportation, I can certainly see the argument for why Diluc wouldn't want the teleport point to be literally in his front yard. It would raise too many issues. Looks like we have our trio once again. Hail, Diluc. What news do you have?
The Abyss Order. Enemies of the human race. Even the underground networks rarely come across any information on them. With that said, it was a bit of a hassle, but I managed to dig up a few clues.
Really? That quickly? You really are well connected, Master Diluc.
Come to think of it, Mr. Big Animo God Barbados, why exactly do you need the help of mere humans?
How do I put it? The Seven, as people now know them, were once known as the Seven Archons. Each Archon presides over their own part of Teyvat. That is the role the Archons play. Only in performing this duty can we attain power. But I don't like the idea of ruling Mondstat, and I don't feel Mondstat would really like it either.
Go forth and establish a city of freedom without rule. We have not forgotten Barbados' wish for Mondstat.
Jean, you're such a devotee. Maybe someone got a little too free and is just too lazy to care.
However it may have come to be, I haven't been back to Mondstat for an extended period of time. Without a doubt, I am now the weakest Archon among the Seven.
And yet you sound almost proud of that fact.
Aw, you flatter me.
It wasn't meant as a compliment.
Oh, such a humble god. Is it a blessing or a curse? But we digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand. The common enemy of all mankind. We have tracked the Abyss Mage to the vicinity of the winery.
I cannot stress enough how important it is to not let it escape.
Let us hunt it down at once. Alright. Oh, it is actually relatively close to Diluc's estate. That must have been quite the eye-opener for him, wasn't it? Finding out that the bitter foe of Mondstat and all humanity is practically in his front yard. Ah, it's a Hydro Mage. Meaning that Kaya and Aether will work very well against him.
Cool it!
Leave it all to...
Propagate!
No more healing from you.
Freeze!
That seemed easy.
Huh? What's this? After the Abyss Mage was defeated, a certain energy dispersed from its body. It seems that energy was being used to cut off the connection between me and Dvalin. Huh. Do you know if Storm Terror's
Ooh, the audio cut off there. I believe I've heard people mention it in Mondstat, but I haven't actually been there yet.
Of course. I believe the people of Mondstat all know of it. After Dvalin woke up, he took the ancient ruins as his lair. As it was with the storms that previously cut Mondstat off from the outside world, the entrance to the ruins is also sealed by a special barrier. But now, as the energy dispersed from the Abyss Mage, I was able to read the rhythmic flow of how the barrier's magic was woven. I must admit, it sounds even more horrendous than a chorus of hilly churls, but it should be enough to let us break through the storm barrier and reach Storm Terror's lair.
Which means we're going to confront Dvalin? I'm fine with that. Jean is the one who wishes to avoid any direct confrontation.
No. When there are no other options left, it is my responsibility to alter our course of action. If slaying him is our only choice, I will gladly become the knight that leads the charge.
Fortunately, we have yet to need to go that far.
By that, you mean...
I mean that the Holy Liar is not our trump card. Our real trump card? The Traveler, of course.
The Traveler?
Is it because I purified the teardrop crystal? You believe I can purify Dvalin himself?
Correct. But you have a much more precious forte. The impurities in the tears and the curse that binds Dvalin belong to the same maleficent power. Which means...
You tone-deaf bard! Don't you see how crazy this is? You've seen what Dvalin is like when he's ticked off. She'll be swallowed whole before she even gets to lift a finger.
Weren't we just talking about how I can fight?
Hey. Nice plan. Worth a shot.
I am with you, Honorary Knight.
Oh, so we just need to fight monsters from the abyss and a dragon. No pressure or anything.
Humans aren't without their strengths. Let's go.
And so, epic actions of brave heroes finally leads to this 11th hour.
Ooh, you got a roboted a bit there. Am I the only one who heard that? Now to the entrance of Storm Terror's lair. Looks like I can get there more or less just by following this road. So, fast traveling
Scatter!
won't help too much. Sorry, Nico. I'm a bit busy right now. Let's see. I came close to Dvalin's lair whilst I was exploring earlier. But... Why am I suddenly getting all of these invitations? Let's hope we don't get too many more.
Propagate!
Otherwise, it might start to interfere.
A reward on the road.
I only unlocked co-op yesterday. Well, we'll see how many more invitations or requests to be joining in turn up.
I must leave no stone unturned.
The hilichurls around here are starting to get a little bit chunky.
Is this an answer from this world?
Let's see, that was a berserker piece. Let's see. A 4-piece set bonus would be nice. Although, having to have HP down at 70% would be a bit painful. So with that in mind, Resolute Sojourner would be a better set bonus to add on. Let's see if I can find another Sojourner piece. And we already see the issue with goblets. Namely, that you need one not only of the right set, but also one with the right elemental bonus, and there's another one. So we can, in fact, get Resolute Sojourner in. Let's see. We'll have to move to a worse timepiece, but we'll get Sojourner. The 2 set bonuses going for us now. Plus 18 attack, and plus 12% crit rate. For the moment, there's no point in trying to min-max anything.
Propagate! A reward on the road.
Now you see why I keep Noelle in the party constantly. Not only does she provide a shield, but she can also break ore quite nicely. Looks like we have some hilichurls guarding the door. The passage leading to the Storm Terror's lair.
It's a storm barrier. It looks so dangerous.
Leave it to me. Although this wooden lyre is all I have. I don't need the lyre to break through this kind of storm barrier. Wait. What is that?
Oh. Mitachurl.
Enemy attack! Prepare yourselves!
The stage will need to be cleared before I can begin my performance. Generally speaking, such chores are not the concerns of the performer himself.
Wait, what's going on? There shouldn't be any hilichurl camps in the vicinity of Storm Terror's lair.
I guess they realized. The Abyss mages must have realized we were coming. And thus set up a defense for us right out of the gates. Yeah. Tongue is twisting about a bit. I do miss Nouvelette's ability to just blast right through shields like this.
Scatter!
Oh, come now.
The hilly trolls usually do not venture into areas with high elemental concentrations. It puts a heavy burden on their bodies.
The Abyss Order must be manipulating them behind the scenes, yet they shouldn't have been able to determine that we would come. They're presumably spreading their forces to halt our plans.
Without further ado, I suppose I can play faster if my only audience is the wind.
It actually opened! You're not entirely useless, tone-deaf bard.
And it went rather quickly, too.
This is it. We are now entering Storm Terror's lair. Watch yourselves. Let's move.
No doubt the Abyss mages will be waiting for us within. Empty abode. It has been a very long time since I've had to clear this place. I know there are many, many, many hidden items and tricks to be found here, but I forget offhand how many seals there are to break to actually reach Storm Terror himself. I suppose we'll see.
Looks like this is the front gate to Storm Terror's lair. The gate is enormous compared to us. But still, Paimon wonders how Dvalin gets in there with a body that huge.
He doesn't walk in. He flies in.
Oh. You do have a point.
There looks to be another barrier in the way. Can you clear this as well, Venti?
It's stuck.
It's stuck.
Hey, check out that roof. Is there a giant hole in it?
So it would seem. Guess that's how Dvalin gets inside.
I suppose we could make use of that wind current.
Let's make a detour then. Heading up.
Let's make a detour then. Heading up.
They're getting awful snippy with each other, aren't they?
Do you think there will be abyss mages hiding in the ruins? Either way, if we do run into one, we will let the victorious Master Diluc do the...
Do not underestimate them just because I have beaten one of them before. I'm not boasting. I'm simply saying there is more to the Abyss Order than a few mages.
Correct. That's why I tagged along, after all. Well, that and also for your safety. Why am I so diligent? Too diligent for a poet, in fact.
So says the person that made zero effort to search for the dragon tears and drank in the tavern all day. Paimon doesn't get it. What part of you is remotely diligent?
A reward on the road.
Yep, and we have a Sele pedestal nearby. But I don't see the Sele itself. No matter. We'll come back eventually to do a far more thorough exploration of this place.
Leave it up to me.
And Noel's shield is strong enough to defend against the blast. Let's see if... Oh, and it wore out just as I went in for that slash.
Scatter!
We have a lot of building yet. before
this
the
an
traveler
answer from
will
this
be
world?
truly strong. But Dendro Traveler has a fair bit of AoE to him. Oh. Yeah, so not having a pyro gets a little annoying with those brambles. Ah, looks like we're getting close to the Statue of the Seven, which will be a perfect opportunity to turn in my animoculi too.
Look, a wind current! It might lead us to the top of the tower.
Yes, I suspect it will. And now we finally unlocked most of the map for Mondstat. The only area that I don't have nearby is the mountain. Ooh, I've got 21. So let's see how many levels this gets us. Ooh, 3. Oh, I need 7 more for the next upgrade. And we hit adventure rank 19 thanks to that too. So we're getting closer to finally being able to enter the abyss.
A reward on the
Very
road.
nice of it, just opening up for my landing next to it. Let's see, are you going to wake up, Mr. Ruin Guard? Nope. Not yet, anyway. And we've arrived. The highest point of Storm Terror's
Oh, we
lair.
can't advance any further. The ruins seem to be guarded by ancient seals.
Ah.
Is this the work of Dvalin?
No. These ruins were once part of an ancient city. Dvalin just happens to be nesting in these ruins for now. These ruins even predate the existence of the Four Winds. Mondstat is a city without a ruler. However, before it was ruled over by a tyrant. Anyway, I'll sing you that story when we have a chance in the future.
The markings on this seal. If my archaeological knowledge is not mistaken, this appears to be a light
Light actuator.
If we retrieve and reintegrate all the parts, we should be able to get it working.
We should be close to completing the ceremony for this actuator. Let's put the last part back and see.
Are we really that close? Okay, what say you?
What are you waiting for? Go unlock the light actuator.
Okay, probably gonna be like that for all of you, isn't it?
There's no time to waste. We need to get these light actuators unlocked.
Okay, give it a go. If you don't try, you'll never know.
Okay, let's get the fast travel point ready. And then drop that in there. Well, that did something. Oh, I don't know what exactly.
I'll keep this close.
Looks like we're right. There are 3 more halos circling the tower.
which means there are 3 more corresponding light actuators to activate. I can see one from here. The rest must be scattered within the ruins around here. Let's go find them.
Why did Dvalin pick a place filled with puzzles and seals as his lair? Doesn't he get annoyed coming back home?
He doesn't walk in. He flies in.
You do have a point.
So, Dvalin is not annoyed by his own security measures. But I will be. That said, I think I'm going to call it quits here for the moment. I'm going to need a good chunk of time to actually solve all of these puzzles. And we'll be doing that in the next episode. So, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do also remember to check out my Elden Ring Let's Play. And as always, have a good day.